Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw here in Cairns, Australia, and after a full day on the water out by the Great Barrier Reef, I'm hungry. And so where do you go? There's a fantastic culinary scene here in Cairns. We're here with Craig Squire, who's the owner of Ochre, modern Australian cuisine, and it really reflects, Australian cuisine now is some of the best in the world. And we're going to talk to Craig about what he's created here with this restaurant and where you can send your clients when they come to Cairns to enjoy themselves both in the rainforest and on the Great Barrier Reef, and then here in some fine dining. And you're going to find out about all that and more on Insider Travel Report. Now, Craig, first of all, tell us a little bit about this restaurant, Ochre. How long has it been around?
So we started in '94 in Cairns, so quite a long time ago, 28 years ago, and 6 years ago we moved location to a purpose-built fit out here from scratch, so brand new kitchen, bar, everything, right on the waterfront here at the Cairns Harbour.
No, it's great. I mean, you can see right out there, and there are a lot of other restaurants here. It's Restaurant Row. It's amazing.
Yeah, there's 4 restaurants in this group, and we're at the Harbour Lights Hotel, so that's a really good spot to be.
Now, what, in your view, is modern Australian cuisine? What are the kind of cuisine you serve here?
So I guess it's a tag name that we came up with about 30 years ago, a couple of friends of mine in Adelaide when we first started working together. And it really exemplifies basically the use of, the most important thing, is lots of Australian ingredients. And what we do here at Ochre, we marry those Australian ingredients with our native flavours. So in Australia, there's 3,500 different floral bush foods.
Really?
Yeah. And so seeds, nuts, tubers, roots, leaves, berries, flowers. So we use a lot of that, and it's packed full of vitamins and antioxidants and minerals.
All the things we're supposed to be eating now, right?
Yeah, so it's really good for you. And it's what helped the Aboriginal people sustain healthily in what is very trying and sometimes Arab countryside. So these are sort of superfoods. So everyone talks about the blueberry as being, the benchmark superfood. Well, the Australian quandong has 12 times the vitamin C and antioxidant levels as the blueberry. We've got foods like the Kangaroo plum. One Kangaroo plum is the same, and it's only a little plum, that's the same vitamin C as 8 oranges. So
it sounds like I'm going to walk away healthier than when I walk in, right?
Yeah, well, that helps. And then we obviously use some game meats like kangaroo and crocodile.
So you do use that, okay? Because I was going to ask. I mean, when I was here in Australia a few years ago, I had a Feral Foods platter, which was a little kangaroo, little ostrich sausage, camel sausage, things like that.
Yeah. Well, camel's a feral animal, so we use mainly more the natives. So mainly kangaroo and crocodile. We also use wallaby, which is actually farmed in Tasmania. But since COVID, the freight links between all the way down to Tasmania and Cairns haven't been too crash shot, so we haven't had any wallaby here for a while. But the kangaroos are fantastic meat. A lot of people think, they're too cute and all that sort of thing. But little cows are cute too. Yes. But the great thing about the kangaroo has very high protein and amino acid balance. You need amino acids for your body to absorb protein. It's very low in fat and cholesterol. So it's very lean, and it's also sustainable. The kangaroo doesn't fart methane, and it's soft-hoofed, so it doesn't damage native grasses. So
last time I looked, there was no shortage of kangaroos in Australia, right?
And there's no shortage, and it's sustainably harvested, and it's quite humane, really. Being shot on the run, you don't even know about it. That's much more humane than being corralled at an abattoir.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have all these wonderful local cuisine, local ingredients, everything, which is actually everything, farm to table. Everybody talks about that, and that's what you try to do here. And you've been doing it for quite a while now, right?
Yeah. It's paddock to plate principle. We buy as much produce locally as we can, and then we marry those Australian native flavours, and we take that right through to our beverages as well. We have some classic cocktails, one called the cassowary, and we use a fruit called Davidson plum, which is a rainforest fruit, and it's the cassowary's favourite food. So we use some vodka, some pureed Davidson plum, and some ginger syrup that we make, and we blend that.
I know what I'm going to order for a cocktail tonight. That sounds great.
Yeah, we blend that and we serve that with a little bit of finger lime on top. And finger lime it's almost like caviar that comes out the middle of the lime casing. And it's very trendy. I believe there's bars in New York that serve champagne with finger lime, and it's fantastic on oysters as well.
That sounds great. I already got one thing I'm going to order. I know that. Maybe some kangaroo meat. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And a lot of that. Now, how did you handle COVID the last 2 years? I mean, were you closed? How have you gotten through this?
Well, no doubt it's been trying for everybody all around the world. In North Queensland, we only had a small lockdown period for about 9 weeks from April.
So you had local traffic coming in after that, right?
Yeah, so we were completely locked down, but I have a catering company that caters to the reef tourism boats as well. Okay. So we shifted our team over to the catering workshop and shed and the kitchen there, and we could close this down, save some power bills and that sort of thing. And then we went with home delivery. We started up an online grocery home delivery service, and we'd also do meal packs, fresh and frozen. So between the two businesses, we got stuck into it. We kept everyone, all our full-time local team employed right through the whole last couple of years. And then we opened up, and at first, you could do 10 inside and 10 outside, so it was minimal numbers, and that grew to 20 and 20, and then we could operate at 50% capacity. Then we had some, it was a pretty lean year, 2020. There was some periods, but we were really affected by the lack of domestic travel as well. It's only a small town up here. We only have a small, local population. They have been very supportive, but without domestic, it was pretty quiet. Right. And that's when the whole of New South Wales and Victoria, they were completely locked down for some time. Brisbane was locked down as well, which is our capital of Queensland. So it's very limited. But since Easter this year, we've been humming along nice.
Well, I'm looking, we're on a Monday night here, and you're doing pretty well.
Yeah, we've got about over 100 covers tonight, and so that's pretty good. And we're looking at, that slowly continuing to build as we see a little bit more international travel. We've had that visiting family market starting to tick in. The rallies coming from all around the world, because Australia's very multicultural, and a little bit of the backpacker and the travellers, which we really need, because we need some workers too. Very hospitality. A lot of people left the game during COVID because hospitality was very affected as a lockdown business. So we really need workers back into this country.
You're getting them now? You got enough weight?
Very slowly. Yeah, we need more.
Before COVID, did you have much of an American market?
Oh, absolutely. We've had groups and FIT travel from America for a long time. We've been quite active in the international tourism game. Traditionally, it's about 30 to 35% of our total business. So we sort of split thirds. Third international, third domestic tourism, and that includes corporate as well, like business events, and then a third local. So we're still very much missing that international. But yeah, we have a lot of American traffic coming through here.
Well, hopefully now you're going to get more, now that we can come here. And believe me, the flight was full that I came over. And hopefully we're going to see a lot more Americans finally getting that bucket list trip to Australia and then coming back again after that.
Well, we hope so. I mean, Australia's a very safe, organised country. It's a great place to travel. There's lots of really unique experiences, and there's lots of wide open spaces, fresh air. It's a great place.
Well, I know. I was out in Great Barrier Reef today. We got a lot of fresh air. Now, where can I go out to about 100,000 travel advisors who are booking their clients on trips here. Where can they go to find out more about your restaurant?
On our website, ochrerestaurant.com.au.
Okay.
And it's got all the information there. A lot of American agents, they know about us already. Jeff and his colleagues.
From Down Under Answers. We're here actually with a family trip of American travel agents, about 10. And Jeff of Down Under Answers is with us, and he brought us here. So and now I guess I better go find before they eat everything. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, Jeff and I worked together back in the 80s. So we go back a long way. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I didn't realize. I'll have to talk to him about that one. But I'm looking forward to this meal. I've heard a lot about it. I want to thank you for hosting us here. It's an amazing restaurant. And so when you send your clients here to Cairns and they're going on the Great Barrier Reef, they're going into the rainforest, whatever they're going to do, come here to Ochre, which is modern Australian cuisine, and really have a great meal if you're going to be here for a few nights, and we are too. Craig, I want to thank you for taking the time to speak with us.
No worries. Thanks.
And again, thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to the meal.
That's great. Thanks a lot, James. Pleasure.
I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.